Yes, people, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Daily Football Report. And on today's episode, we have a few hot things to talk about. We have Arteta and Arsenal fans beefing apparently because of his in-game tactics. But not only that, we have Hansi Flick flexing his muscles, showing his coaching prowess by doing something to a Manchester United player. But talking about Manchester United players, there is a big uproar about something Amad Diallo photo between Amad Diallo and an ex-Manchester United player. And then you have Unai Emery complaining to Aston Villa board. He's not happy with their the transfer window, and he might have to be careful because what's going on there. And in other news, we have Nuno Espirito Santo being linked to the West Ham job. So let's jump into it right away. Hey, let me say something. Hansi Flick banning Marcus Rashford isn't something new. For the people and them acting like, well, Hansi Flick, Marcus Rashford finally getting punishment. The reason why, first of all, he is at Barcelona is because of his attitude. And he was punished by Ruben Amorim for not working hard enough and just needing a change. Now, I don't think it was an actual punishment for Marcus in terms of moving to Barcelona. Because one, he's playing with a better team. Two, he's probably going to win the league this year or win a major trophy the way they play. And he's coming and becoming even a better player already. You know, he's playing with more intensity. That could be that he's happy. He has a new space to operate. He doesn't have to deal with the negative Manchester United media. But at the end of the day, it will always follow a player like Marcus Rashford. Because one, he's English. Two, he's black. And three, he is a really good player. And they hate the fact that such an English talent like Harry Kane goes to another top team in another country and probably win leagues, win the Champions League, and not doing it with an English team. And that is what's hurting them. Because now, okay, it's fine if one off like a Jude Bellingham does it. But now you have a Marcus Rashford going to a Barcelona. You have a Harry Kane going to a Bayern Munich. It speaks a lot, right? Now, Hansi Flick doing this is something Marcus Rashford has always done. Be late a few times. Paul Pogba had that issue. Jesse Lingard had that issue. So Marcus Rashford grew up in an environment where that was a normality. You see Matic talking about it a lot. You know, so Hansi Flick doing this, Ten Hag banned Marcus Rashford for coming 2 minutes late. Are we forgetting that he came 2 minutes late to a meeting that they had against Wolves? They were away to Wolves. Marcus Rashford was off the pitch. He came on and he scored the winning goal. So why are we acting like this is a new thing? Marcus Rashford getting banned for being late. And people from the Caribbean, we know there's island time. People not even from the Caribbean. I actually found out island time is a thing in all the archipelagos around the world. In the Fiji Islands, when you go to Indonesia, anywhere you go, I'm telling you right now, island time is a real thing. You go to Fiji, you know, they laugh about island time. They say, hey, 8 o'clock p.m. for dinner, island time. So you don't know that's around 9:30. It's like if your partner call you, right? I'm telling you all this, dog. So though, this is just, yes, he's a professional, but Marcus Rashford, this is his St. Kitts roots. Your partner say, yo, bro, and this is something that happens all the time. Like, I don't know why people acting like this is a new thing. Players show up to training sometimes right on the dot. Sometimes, and they have nothing else to do. Some of them just at home, maybe gaming. Some of them just doing something just before, maybe did an interview. All these things have to work into the time that you need to show up for a meeting or show up for training, right? Sometimes time overlaps, you know, sometimes they get caught up in traffic. Sometimes some things just can happen. So people need to stop acting like him coming to a meeting 2 minutes. It's the end of the world. He trains every day at the highest level. One day, him oversleeping for 2 minutes isn't going to change the world. The coach ban him? No, he knows. Bro, get there 10 minutes before. Okay, he's 27, he's 28. I hear a lot of pundits trying to use that now against him. Why weren't y'all using his age years ago when y'all were talking about him like he was this massive superstar and he was this 30-year-old? Why wasn't y'all using his age then. But now, all of a sudden, he's 27, he's 28, he's not a boy no more. Y'all never considered Marcus Rashford a boy. Y'all never considered Marcus Rashford giving him a chance to be a boy. When he was solving hunger 5 years ago for kids, that means you know how old he was? 22-year-old. And half of you all were at home doing the world. Have all this money, not helping anyone but your family and yourself. Yet, you have the heart never to say, hey Marcus, you know, good job son. At 22 when you were trying to solve hunger for the kids that look like you and were like you at time in your life, while others were splurging money on yachts, doing the world, strip clubs, all these artists, all these black artists, all these black famous people in the club, flipping money, doing all this. And you have a young 22-year-old from Manchester trying to help the young kids, not only that look like him, but those that don't look like him. And yet, we never talked about his age then. But all of a sudden now, oh, he's a 27-year-old, 28-year-old. He's not a boy anymore. He was a boy then. Y'all should have given him a chance. So let the man do boy things now. Let him do his thing. 2 minutes late is fine. He had a great performance coming on. He influenced the game even more when he came on. And all we can say is, every time Marcus Rashford's back is against the wall, this young man is always making a comeback. And that is a great sign of a great man, a great player, and a great human being. And we should respect that. Now in other news, let's talk about Manchester United fans. Again, going crazy over something so small and wanting no success for this young player here. Alejandro Garnacho. Now, I don't understand why there are big men out here trying to show hate to two young footballers who came from nothing and are able now to live a life that they never thought was possible based on their hard work, dedication, sacrifice, so many things these guys has done to get here. Yeah. And here you have people criticizing them because he decides to take a photo with his ex-teammate, a guy who he has spent many years with every day. And you think you people who don't know anything about their relationship supposed to say, hey, you know what? You are not allowed to talk to this guy because we support the team you play for and we decide who you talk to. Who the fuck are y'all? Who are you all? Who are you people to sit down at home to criticize these young men? You're at home on your couch, not playing any professional football, dear father. Half of y'all don't know the struggles, and even those who know the struggles who criticize this. It's a joke, bro. Get over this culty way of being a fan. At the end of the day, you know what? Players come, players go. Clubs stay, fans go. You die, you can be a fan today, but you die tomorrow. You're no longer a fan. You no longer count in the metric to this team. So you're just a speck, fam. So all you people out here that abuse these players, talk crazy about these players, have the ammunition to go on and say all kind of abusive thing about these players to the point where we get racist, we get disrespectful, yeah? And I'm telling y'all, a lot of y'all grew up in a world right now where the world is nice to you. Because there was a time when people would have felt shame to say some of the things they say on social media, dog. What is wrong with these two young men taking a photo? What is wrong with Ahmad taking a photo with Alejandro Garnacho, bro? Look at them. Humble in their slides, playing for two of the best clubs, not 25 years old, earning good money, training hard every day, doing what most kids would like to do in their life. And we have the heart to criticize them. It's sick. We need to stop. Let these kids live. Now on to other things as West Ham is looking for a replacement already for Graham Potter. What did I tell y'all in my Premier League preview? West Ham is going to be down there. Graham Potter is going to probably be the first manager to get fired. After Graham Potter, I'm telling you, you know who else is going to get fired? Ange Postecoglou. Y'all go ahead believe his joke now. if Hans Postecoglou go on a poor run, which he already is on, hey, and now West Ham is about to hire the manager that they had, go on a proper run, probably get back into European football, while Nottingham Forest fights for relegation. It's a joke. It's a joke. And these are the things that we need to look at sometimes when, we look at how clubs move, how owners move. We have to also understand sometimes why players rebel. That's why sometimes we have to understand, like the situation with Alexander Isak, why he treated the club the way he did. Because when you look at how clubs treat managers, when you look at how clubs treat players, look at the Raheem Sterling and the Sassy situation. Yeah? When we think about it, look at the Tyrell Malacia situation that no one's talking about. How unfair is it, like, really, to Tyrell Malacia? Okay, you might not think he's not good enough, yeah? But Tyrell Malacia had a really bad injury at a young age at Manchester United. Unfortunately, the young man could not come back the same way. And I get it. But is that a way to punish him, to ship him out the club, when the club could support him a bit more and try to make him come back to the player that he was? Now, probably they've seen that that's not possible. The injury took a toll on him. Tyrell isn't as good as he should be anymore. But it's not like Tyrell Malacia is a bad player. And I'm not saying they have to keep him around the squad. But if the player, he's not a bad youth, he's not a disrespectful youth, he's only paying, like, it's like Peter pay for Paul and Paul pay for all, because you can clearly see he was good friends with Sancho Rashford. We get them out the club, so we have to get you out the club because you might be infectious. And that's exactly what's happening. And I just don't, I might love United, but I can't respect what they're doing to that young man. Unai Emery is pretty upset with Aston Villa, talking about the transfers and saying that his team needs to wake up. And I do agree. Aston Villa can't throw Unai Emery under the bus after what Villa was before Unai Emery went there. And now he's put them in a place where Villa is always in the conversation to either have a European place, to either have to challenge for a European place. And that is a big place to be when a couple seasons ago, they were in the championship fighting to get back. You know what I mean? Like, we have to really think about it. And then it's not like Unai Emery came in to have a Jack Grealish and them kind of quality. He had to bail that squad using that money. And then now the squad has hit a certain point where he needed a quality players. And they gave him like rejects. They gave him like a Jadon Sancho. They gave him like a Harvey Elliott. And I'm not saying those players aren't good, but those players weren't playing for their clubs. And those players weren't players that, you think they're going to impact a football game to that level. Because if Harvey Elliott was that player, Liverpool wouldn't have sold him to keep a Federico Makeda. You know what I mean? They wouldn't have sent him in. They would have kept him around. They would have found a place for him in that team. They would have found a way to rotate him. Now people might say, oh yeah, Salah, and Salah's there, and what's going to happen to him? But Harvey Elliott could have worked himself into that midfield. Could have worked himself, if maybe playing on the left wing. Could have maybe been more of the rotation if he was elevating his game to work a Mo Salah off. And sometimes a lot of these young players just don't take the challenge of working off a top talent. Like the same situation with the main one, Bruno. He doesn't want to work off a Bruno Fernandes. But if you can work off a player of that level. Now think about if Kobe Mainoo is able to do what Bruno Fernandes does. Like how Bruno Fernandes scored that goal, how he was keeping the ball moving, how he was very influential in the game. If Mainoo can develop those things, we have £100+ million player in our hands straight out of our academy. And we can evolve that into maybe 150+ million player. When you look at Florian Wirtz and so going for that kind of money, if you improve a Mainoo, Jesus Christ, he can be worth that. Then you lift the level of your squad. You can start to buy more players at that level, like what Liverpool's doing, just bringing in £100 million players, like what City was doing a couple years ago, just bringing in £100 million players, like what Arsenal did ago, bringing in £100 million player. So I just think that there's a few things that you know, we need to just pay attention to with that situation. And there's a lot of similarities within them. Now, talking about Arsenal fans are very upset with Mikel Arteta. As you know, I have the big game theory coming out in a bit, which is going to be the breakdown of Man City and Arsenal. So I'll bring you a bit more news about what's going on there, what happened there, what the fans' reaction was, what the manager reaction was. But here I am now telling you, Arsenal fans are not happy with Mikel Arteta. In groups, on Facebook, on the socials, everywhere, fans aren't happy. And I get it. This negative way of playing football has to stop. You know, he had a chance. He's at home and he's not attacking a poor City squad. City didn't have some of their players that I would think would start for them. And also, City went to a back five for like 20 minutes in the game. And Arsenal still didn't even put pressure on them. Arteta still had bases of so many defensive players in the team. When he went after the game for what? 8 minutes? 9 minutes? In the game, he got a result. So it's just, I get why Arsenal fans are very upset. And now you're hearing the chanting, Arteta out, coming out. Not as much. But I'm telling you, he's under a lot of pressure. And I feel that pressure is adding to him playing not to lose. Because if you don't lose, then, I mean, you don't lose, yeah? At least you get a point, at least. But if you lose, there's nothing to be gained. But if you draw 3 games, I lose 2 and win 1, me and you have the same amount of points. And that's why I tell Arsenal fans, that's why they don't win leagues. Because it's a league is not about, oh, don't win, no. You have to play the league based on what's happening in every match week. You have to pay attention to everything. If my rival draw this week, I need to win. If my rival win, I need to win. You understand? And there's these small things. You can draw 3 games, I lose 2 and win 1, yeah? And then you draw another one, but I win the other one. I have 6 points, you have 4. But the media will say you're unbeaten. And the media will say, oh, I'm having a poor run of form. I'm winning 1, lose 1. But then I have 6 points, you have 4. And that's what leagues do. Don't listen to narratives, bruv. Watch the table. Watch the league. Watch how teams win games. You understand? This is why sometimes I don't have football conversations with a lot of people. Because they don't see the football game this way. This is why we have to create a podcast, a platform, where we can actually just talk and then people can see it. Because arguing with people about football, sometimes it gets depressing when they just don't see these simple things. I'm telling you, there are a lot of people out here that will have strong arguments with you about their team drawing 4 games. Oh, we're unbeaten, we haven't lost. Whereas your team win 2 and lose 2. And you have more points than them anyway. So who's in a better run of form? You might be in a better run of form, but at the end of the day, who have more points in that window before the international break? Me. So then that means I've had a 2-point jump on you. And then when you see all these statistics, you're coming into now the next round of games 2 points behind me. Which means if I win and you draw another one, how much points are gone in front of you? 5. There you go. So that is what a league is. It's different from a cup competition. And people need to understand that's how it works. And it would be so much better for football and the discussion. But yes, people, as usual, always got to teach you something every time we come on this podcast. It's very important. So don't forget also to please do me a favor and like, share, and subscribe to the page. Keep hitting the bell for notifications so Yaya can continue bringing you great content going forward. Have a good time. Take care. Ciao, my people. And again, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the page. Keep hitting the bell for notifications. Have a good time. Stay sexy. Ciao, my people.